You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris, brought to you by ShopLocalSiouxFalls.com. Mr. Farris, good day to you.
How you doing?
I'm fabulous.
Oh,
it's this weekend. It is going to get up to 33 degrees, 1 degree
It's going to
above
be a
freezing.
heat wave.
I'm
Excuse
thinking
me.
we should plan some sort of like pool party or something.
It's going to feel amazing. I cannot wait.
We're going to be walking around with short sleeves. People are going to get out their motorcycles. You know, it's going to be nice.
It's going to be
Celebrate.
fantastic.
It's been quite the snap.
We have to wait till then. It's been so cold.
I actually have lit cans of Sterno in my boxers. 'Cause that's just where we're at
I
right
wondered
now.
what that smell was. What do you got there, sir?
Speaking of fire, birthday candles, this fits. John McEnroe. Who doesn't love crazy
I
John
loved
McEnroe?
McEnroe.
62 today. And so is Ice-T.
Oh, very cool.
62, also known as Tracy Marrow, in case you didn't know.
I did not know that.
So the T is Tracy, okay.
Tracy Marrow, yep. I'm a huge Ice-T fan. In fact, if I could figure out how it works, I would have New Jack Hustler as my ringtone.
Oh, really?
I
To
don't
figure
know
out
what
how
that
to-
even is.
Have to see if we can help you make that happen, Mr. Farris.
Sonny Bono, who made Cher famous, would have been 86 today.
Yeah, he was gone too early. That's
Yeah,
too
he
bad.
was.
Yeah, passed away in 1998.
Skiing accident.
Ian, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's too
And
bad.
let's see, who else? Lisa Loring. For $1 million, who's Lisa Loring?
I have no
Where
idea.
you loved her.
Lisa Loring is from one of the soap operas, right?
No, that was Gloria Loring.
Actually, Lisa Loring did spend a season or two with one of the soaps after she finished up as Wednesday Addams on the Addams Family.
Lisa Loring, yeah.
Lisa Loring is 62 today. And speaking of old sitcoms, Hugh Beaumont, Ward Cleaver.
Oh, yeah.
So I think somebody put on, I posted a thing saying, hey, who would you like to do an interview with? And somebody had put Hugh Beaumont.
Well,
was one.
you know, he co-starred in the 1956 film classic The Mole People
Really? I didn't
Really?
know
as
that.
Dr. Judd Bellman. It's true.
But was he in Velocipaster?
Awesome.
I don't think so.
Heidi's been finding
He was
some
not in
terrible movies lately.
Velocipaster.
Hey, if you're
That I can confirm.
You're looking for a great movie, you got Velocipaster,
Velocipaster.
which I've heard good things about.
It's terrible.
It's
I
awesome.
watched the trailer and I thought, did you see the trailer? She goes, no. Like, if you would have watched the trailer, you wouldn't have watched the
No,
movie.
I still would have
About
watched
a clergy guy who turns into a...
Yeah,
Velociraptor.
Velociraptor. When he gets angry.
It's not good.
Well, and the mole people, archaeologists people, I can't say that. You know, the people who dig
Archaeologists?
stuff. Yeah. They stumble upon a race of albinos living under the earth.
Based on a true story then, huh?
These albinos are afraid of light of any kind and keep mutant humanoid mole men as slaves.
Of course. Based on a true story.
And Hugh Beaumont was in this?
Absolutely. Yeah, Dr. Judd Bellman.
That's awesome. I do need to find
I
that.
don't know if he got a
Emmy,
Any nods?
yeah, if he got,
Grammy, Oscar, nothing.
and only one thing of note happened this day in history, just one, but it affects us all.
What's that?
Okay.
It has for years. The year was 600.
Okay.
That's it. It was just 600.
Huh.
And Pope Gregory the Great
Yeah.
decrees saying, "God bless you," is in fact the correct response to a sneeze.
Oh, very
Well,
nice.
that's super.
I like that. That is a good thing to say.
Yeah.
Do you
We've been using it ever since.
if you hear somebody sneeze in public, do you say God bless you?
Depends on who it is or what the situation
I
is.
do all
or
the time.
Whatever. It's, yeah.
I always do. I just think that's a good thing to do.
Well, I didn't know that a pope had decreed that that's what you do, but
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's been on the books for a long time.
that really has.
Year 600, yeah, it was like a good 120 years ago. So I know, we all
least.
know, and we can just forge ahead slowly and carefully.
And we're going to do exactly that. It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, brought to you by ShopLocalSiouxFalls.com.
Do you have a credit card? Is it a pretty good one? Here's how you can tell. Take the details of your current card, the interest rates, points, and perks, and compare them for free to the available offers at bettercreditcards.com. If we can offer you a better credit card, it could save you money every month. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you save money. Even if you don't have a credit card right now, you can still check it out at bettercreditcards.com. Do it today. bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com. Ranger.com.
Time now for Ranger Dan's Critter Corner.
Well, I'm rough, tough, and ready. I'm a heck of a man. Eat my beans and weenies from a frying pan.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I love to wrestle bears and lasso ducks. Run over possums in my government truck.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves all the campers and the animals, too. If you're picking on critters, I'm coming after you.
He's Ranger Dan.
Yes, sir. I'm Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Ooh, the snappy, chilly little salute off the well stage.
Yeah, for her.
Icicle written brim of the old Ranger Dan cap to you, too. Hey, Gary, how are Heidi?
Ranger Dan.
Heidi. Oh, I
You
can
okay over there?
feel the warmth just radiating off you. And bless you, Heidi. I got to tell you what. Hey, you know.
I'm going to warm you up when I light you on fire here in a minute.
Easy there, Hank, old Ranger Dan. Ranger Dan's just kidding.
I know.
I'm a kidder. It's what I do. I'm a kidder. Want to warm things up. We get a lot of great reviews every now and again. We just kind of stop down and do a little Ranger Dan story time. And I thought another great day for that. You know, it's been 0, it's been 17 below, 20 below, 40 below, Lord knows.
It's been cold, yeah.
Just warm yourself up, gather around the old radio there, and maybe throw on one of them Snuggies
Yeah.
that you bought off TV years ago, and you don't really know why. We're going to take a little trip, I think, to the Emerald Isle for this little tale of goodness here. The Emerald Isle, of course, that's Irish for island, meaning Ireland.
Oh.
It's an island, so just think Alaska, but greener and a little bit warmer.
Alaska's not an island.
It has been raining hard for quite some time, and a big puddle had formed right in front of an Irish pub.
Okay.
Well, a grizzled old man stood beside that puddle holding a stick with a string on the end and jiggling it up and down in the water. A curious gentleman who was to visit the pub asked him what he was doing. The old man replied, fishing. The poor old chap thought the gentleman, got to be something I can do for him, so he invited the old man in to have a drink in the pub on him. They were sitting at a table and feeling they should start a little conversation with the old feller as they were sipping their whiskey. The gentleman said, so, how many have you got today? The old man cocked an eyebrow and said, counting you, 7. Well, I think we all learned something there, little radio rangers, and as usual, I'm not entirely sure what. But that's all the time we have today. Let's keep it warm out there. This is Ranger Dan out. Till next time, say it with me.
Yes, sir.
I really need to quit drinking.
I really need to give up drugs.
It's not going to be easy, but we'd love to help. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most, and addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. We want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Time now for your morning coffee break, brought to you by Kaladi's Bistro on the corner of 26th and Minnesota Avenue in Sioux Falls. Mr. Dan Farris rolling back in the studio with a little bit of interesting information, local.
Yeah, I just like to touch on this every month or so, just because it's pretty cool. What's going on in the 605?
Oh yeah. That sounds
crime wise, and I pretty much know what's going on in the 605. I know what's going on in a lot of places. For instance, my son lives in the 503.
Does he really?
My daughter, on the other hand, other side of the country, in the 850.
Ooh, wow!
I know, right?
850, wow.
But still not near as hip or with it as the 605.
Yes,
because it's not just an area code here. It's a life brand.
Yeah. So what's the jive in the 605?
During this cold snap, a lot of people, what do? You hunker down, right?
Oh, yeah, you do.
Because actually, the three of us were thinking about stepping out the other night, and last minute went, yeah, just no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounded fun on paper.
Yeah, but no.
You want to go do something? We're like, yeah. I mean, outside? No.
Meanwhile, if you do pay attention, there are things that never sleep in this town, regardless of the weather or anything else. Over the course of what was Valentine's weekend, just Saturday and Sunday, this past weekend, Sioux Falls Police Department responded to a little over 250 calls.
Wow.
Regardless, and in this weather, and they're in and out of their vehicles. And I mean, they were responded to accidents, injury accidents, public assistant, neighbor disputes, reckless driver, runaway, check well-being on some senior citizens. You have gentleman down, motor assist, accident,
That's
family
amazing.
dispute, hit and run, abandoned vehicles, on and on. Over 250 in just a 48-hour period when this weather is not fit for man
Right,
or
when the rest
beast.
of us would refuse to even leave the house.
We're out there taking care of business and doing what they do. And I just
Thank
wanted
you guys.
to
Thank
just
you guys and gals. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Well, salute, man. We
Hats
appreciate
off.
what you do. That's a big deal, and I can guarantee you weren't none of them grumbling to any citizens about it either. So
I got to tell you what I thought was cool. I had a chance to meet one of the boys in blue, a gentleman
you shared that with me
at the
earlier,
chocolate festival. I had a chance to chat with a really nice dude
over at the Military Alliance this weekend.
Yeah, he was talking about some of the fun stuff that we were saying on the radio and doing and whatnot. Anyway, we had a great connection, so it was super nice. I love it when we get a chance to meet.
When we get feedback, it's awesome.
Because I'll tell you,
and when we get positive feedback from the people that we really are catering to the most, that we really, we just want to make sure everybody understands how we feel about our military, about our law enforcement.
Well, and just the nature of the beast. This is how the world is in 2021. If you're unhappy with something, you reach out right away and say, you made me so mad because... So, you get those messages. But I encourage you, and I'm not just saying to us, I mean to anywhere. If you go to a restaurant, I went one time to a restaurant, had a great experience, and I called because I thought, I just want to make sure I let them know that. And I called the manager, and I just said, hey, we were in there. And he's like, what's the problem? Oh, no, there wasn't a problem. I just want to say...
It's what you're hardwired to expect.
I said, I just wanted to say we were in there, and this particular person waited on us, and this dude is awesome, and you guys take good care of him.
So take the time
if you don't, someone's going to snag him
we
away.
could all use some positivity. Take the time to, and especially if you've got positive things to say about our law enforcement, go and let them know.
Yeah, absolutely. But I thought it was neat. We had some really fun feedback at the chocolate festival. So.
Love it.
So 250 calls just this weekend.
It'll be Saturday and Sunday, about a 48-hour period, a little over 250.
List about a belligerent fat guy at the chocolate festival?
It's got its own separate page, John.
That would be me. No, I didn't. I didn't get too belligerent. Well, very cool, Dan. You got some good entertainment news to share?
It's not.
No. There's something to look forward to. It's coming up. We got some good news to get to as well. It's all on the way. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris. This coffee break brought to you by Kaladi's Bistro on 26th and Minnesota Avenue in Sioux Falls. If you could do something today that could save someone's life, would you do it? If it didn't cost you a dime and only took a little time and could literally save a life, would you do it? Can you believe that only 3% of people say yes to this? How's that possible? That's the real percentage of people who give blood. It's something you can do whether you're a millionaire, middle class, or completely poor. There's no fee and it's easy to do. And you can literally save a life. Let's roll up our sleeves and make a difference. Give blood. We can do better than 3%. Learn more at redcrossblood.org. It's time now for our bright spot of news, brought to you by Paul's Designer Showroom on Lake Lorraine in Sioux Falls. They can brighten any room with a beautiful light fixture, and I guarantee we are going to brighten your day right now. Usually we have like some local good news here, but I've got a guy that is going to make you smile from ear to ear. And when you're done listening to Michael Colyar, if you're not smiling, you better check and see if you got a pulse, because there might be a problem here. Michael Colyar, very funny comedian. He's been in a bunch of movies. He's been in a bunch of TV shows, and now he's on the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with today's bright spot of news. Mr. Colyar, how you doing, sir?
Man, I'm supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I am double blessed and twice anointed. If I was doing any better, I think it was a setup.
That's awesome. Now, it's no setup, but I'll tell you what, you have had an amazing career, and now, end of last year, you had the chance to be the leading man in a movie as well.
Well, first of all, it blows my mind because I've been in over 30 films and television shows, but I've never been the lead. I've never been the star. I am the star. This is my first time, well, number one on the cast list. It's called Holiday Heartbreak, and it is a wonderful story. It's really about how you treat people, man. If you treat people with love, love is going to visit you. If you treat them another way, something's going to bite you in the tuchus. It's an awesome story, and it's funny. And right now, people need to be laughing. Humor is healing. You know, if you can laugh through a thing, you get through a thing.
That is fantastic. You're such a happy, pumped up, excited guy. And the thing that's cool is now you're doing a little bit of motivational speaking as well, which is awesome.
Yes, I am. I'm doing motivational speaking. And let me just tell you what I learned from this pandemic. I learned that we have to learn to adjust, and we never know when life is going to throw us a curve. but it doesn't never matter what happens to you. What matters is how do you deal with it. Like I started my own morning show. Every morning I'm on air for an hour and a half, 7 o'clock Los Angeles time, and all you do is go to YouTube and put in the Michael Colyar Morning Show. I created that show on March 13th when I lost 4 months of work. All of a sudden I wasn't working on my, what am I going to do? Cry about it or do something about it? So I wanted to create a show where people could come and laugh and pray every day. Halfway through the show, we do a powerful prayer, but up until the end, we laugh and we interviewing people because we need people to calm down right now. More people are more damaged right now by fear and stress than the actual virus itself. Yeah. So I want them to have an oasis where they can come and just laugh and break it up a little bit. So I'm doing that. I've learned a lot about myself, but most importantly, I learned it's all good because it's all God. A lot of people think God has left the building. He ain't never left the room.
Yeah.
He's always been here. We just have to access him. Just remember that he's there and walk with him, and one with God is the majority. So I am having the time of my life. I started at BET 34 years ago. And here, 34 years later, I'm finally the star of a major motion picture. I get that from BET, and it's about doggone time. I'm going to say that. But I'm in there like swimwear in the middle of a pandemic when ain't nobody working, when they're not shooting any film. I don't just get a film, I get the lead in the film.
That's
God
awesome.
is always there, y'all. You got to see it for what it is. You got to see it for the light and the love and the glory, and you're going to unfold into that greatness. That's why I wake up every morning with an attitude of gratitude. I mean, first thing I do is I pray. Well, I brush my teeth first because I don't like to talk to God with a dirty mouth. But after I brush my teeth, I pray. But my prayers is not about begging. Oh, God, give me this. Oh, God, give me that. I know God wants me to have what I want to have. That's why it's important that we set our intentions. I wake up and say thank you. If we thought about how good God is to us today, man, all we can say is thank you. It'd be our new language. Thank you, 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 thank you. So we
Absolutely.
are really blessed no matter how things look. And that's what the pandemic is teaching me. It's teaching me that it's still all good because it's all God. And I'm having a time of my life. Somebody told me 2020 is like you're about to cross the street and you look both ways and you step out there thinking you're safe and you get hit by a plane. It's crazy. But it ain't crazy like that for me. I'm having the time of my life because it's not what happens to you, but how do you see it? And how do you see it deals with how do you deal with it? How are you going to deal with it? Because it's still here. You don't deal with it now, it's still here.
Absolutely.
So deal with it here in a positive way. Fill it with love and light and power. Remember to be grateful. Remember to thank God all the time, and everything really, really, really will work out. That's God's promise. He's never broken it.
I agree completely, and I thank you very much for your time today. We appreciate it a bunch.
Thank you, and I realize there's no worse death than being talked to death, but let me just add that people can find me on Instagram under my name, Michael_Colyar, COLYAR, or they can go to my very sexy webpage, therealmichaelcolyar.com. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Again, our guest today has been Michael Colyar, and I'm going to throw a link to all of his information on our Facebook page. This has been today's Bright Spot of News. Brought to you by Paul's Designer Showroom on Lake Lorraine in Sioux Falls.
Do you have a credit card? Is it a pretty good one? Here's how you can tell. Take the details of your current card, the interest rates, points, and perks, and compare them for free to the available offers at bettercreditcards.com. If we can offer you a better credit card, it could save you money every month. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you save money. Even if you don't have a credit card right now, you can still check it out at bettercreditcards.com. Do it today. bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
ChannelSurferTV.com presents entertainment news of the day with Mr. Dan Farris.
Because celebrities are so gosh darn fat. And sorry to see Larry King passed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a while ago.
Larry King,
Yeah,
man,
that's too bad.
What a career.
Yeah.
Dude was lighting up a mic for like 127 years.
You know how he got started in broadcasting? It's a cool story.
Oh, okay.
He was a no. This is.
I'm just going to look at my watch. You go, John.
I'll give you the brief version.
Okay.
He was a custodian at a radio station, and the dude who was supposed to be on the air didn't show up, so he sat in and did the show, and then ended up getting a career. And you can read all the details on it, but that's the abbreviated version.
That's cool.
But I thought, how cool is that?
You never know when you're going to get your break.
That is interesting.
So he was like, hey, the dude that's supposed to be on the air ain't here. And I go, okay, you go in and do it. Okay. Then broadcasting career blossomed from that.
It's been, a week since he passed? Has it been something?
Might have been just a bit over that.
A couple weeks, yeah.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
It is too bad.
He's leaving his, I don't know who he's leaving his suspender collection to.
And bow ties, right? Was he a bow tie guy?
No.
Strangely enough, his estranged wife, Sean King, is not happy.
Oh, wow.
Turns out Larry switched up the will kind of last minute there, which he wasn't aware of. Going to leave everything to his kids. I think he's got 5 of them.
Well, good for him.
And,
if she's estranged, she doesn't need it anyways.
She is not happy. Sean things got to get, they get a little muddled. And frankly, I'm at the point in my life where I've actually been talking to an attorney about getting my stuff together just in case,
too.
whatever, because it can get messy.
Dan's he's going to leave everything to us.
I know.
No, don't do that.
And to buy everything that's basically a toaster and an old set of golf clubs. But this is, Sean King is her name, and that's Larry's 7th wife.
7th wife? Oh, wow. I didn't realize that.
Oh, you haven't followed Larry?
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Was he married to Connie Chung for a while?
No, that's Maury Povich.
Oh, I don't see. I can't.
This is why I have the celebrity beat.
Right.
I know.
John can't handle it.
That's why I cover this. I can keep all this stuff straight.
I could have swore at one point.
Anyway, she's going to go to court and fight the whole thing going, hey, look.
No, good luck. It's his money. He can do what he wants with it.
I think he had actually filed divorce from her, but I don't think they officially became divorced. So this could get a little sketchy.
It could get ugly, yeah.
And
but
that's too bad.
What's
at
surprising,
the end of the day, it's his will.
Yeah, and after that long career, and I mean, he had his own deal on CNN for years.
Yeah, he was there for a long time.
But apparently his entire estate clocks in at about $2 million.
Oh, I would have expected it much more than that.
I would have thought
well, if you've
so too.
married 7 times, well, you're probably...
That's true. There's a lot of alimony. There's a lot of splitting up
and suspenders
assets.
don't come cheap, so,
I
look at it this
so.
way. After like number 4 or 5, you got to be going,
I'd be going, that's not worth it.
Maybe it's me.
Oh, come on.
Maybe it's me.
Don't speak ill of the dead,
maybe it's the gold diggers that keep
Would you
coming
just,
after you.
come on.
Stuff is just really, really interesting.
Yeah, it is.
It's phenomenal. And I don't wish divorce on anybody. There's no such thing as
Why do you keep giving Heidi brochures then?
If you ever need,
I'm not saying it. I just,
it's more of my empathetic, charitable side.
I know a guy. I'm just saying.
There are those rare instances where I'm given the options.
Well, Dan, thank you for that.
We'll keep you posted. I think things are going to get on ugly up in there. So,
awesome. Well,
that'll
be
shame.
Quite the sideshow to watch. It is the entertainment news of the day. Is that what we call this?
Whatever you want to call it, John.
That's what we call it. Brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris.
I really need to give up drugs.
I really need to quit drinking.
It's not going to be easy, but we'd love to help. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most, and addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. We want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Tuesday, February 16th, 2021. Yesterday was President's Day, so let's take a look back at last week where the equity markets drifted higher to set a new all-time high. The caveat for investors is that signs of underlying weakness remain in the market and could be setting up the indices for a fall. Although the bulk of the S&P 500 companies are beating their consensus estimates, the market was expecting much better. And that's not a good thing for equity prices. Not only is the earnings picture dimming, but the data is also less than could be desired. While the bulk of the data is positive, none of it suggests an acceleration of economic trends. The earnings cycle is fast coming to a close, and the economic calendar is full. Among the many reports to be on alert for are retail sales, the producer price index, industrial production, business inventories, and housing starts. The surprise reports may be the industrial production and business inventories. The pandemic-driven demand and economic rebound have inventories dwindling and production on the rise. You can get the inside track at marketbeatminute.com.